A former priest in the Aachen diocese is alleged to have repeatedly molested altar boys until the year 2006 when he went to South Africa. There, further accusations followed. Investigations by South African public prosecutors are currently in process, and the outcome is unclear. 1 year ago, a commission began investigating the abuse claims in Aachen.
Das Bistum Aachen hat offensiv einen Brief geschrieben an die Pfarreien.
The diocese wrote to the parishes in which this priest worked. It requested information that might lead either to his being charged or exonerated.
For a long time, the Aachen judiciary authorities were unaware of the allegations. It was only in early February that senior state prosecutor Robert Deller read about the church investigation in a local newspaper. He informed the church representatives that an investigation into claims of sexual abuse should be left to the public prosecutors qualified to do the job.
If the commission that's been set up begins an investigation, there is a very serious risk that the victims later, during a trial, will no longer only recount what they actually experienced, but also other things that have been suggested to them by inappropriate questioning. Then confusion arises between what was actually experienced and what was suggested, and we can no longer rely on impartial, unbiased witness statements.
Allegations of sexual abuse within the Catholic Church are now being made throughout Germany. The scandal first broke at the Canisius Kolleg, an elite Catholic high school in Berlin. But the scandal has continued to widen, with over 100 reports of sexual abuse in the Catholic Church and its institutions. The number of cases prove that for centuries the Church has dealt with the issue internally. It's legally obliged to report serious crimes such as murder to the police, but critical theologians say otherwise. It can proceed as it alone sees fit.
Abuse exists in a gray area where there are so many assumptions, rumors, and accusations, and they all first need to be investigated. Here, dealing with children becomes extremely sensitive. In acute situations, the Church always used this gray area to take care of these problems itself.
This reliance on internal church proceedings is reflected in guidelines approved by the German Bishops' Conference in 2002 on how to respond to suspicions of sexual abuse. In proven cases of sexual abuse of minors, the accused is advised to turn himself in and to initiate talks with public prosecutors. The German Minister for Justice is unwilling to accept that the Church can decide when sexual abuse has been carried out. She has complained that Church law makes it possible for such cases to be covered up. Few cases of sexual abuse by priests have been reported to public prosecutors in past decades. The minister says the Church needs to rethink things.
It's not the job of an institution, be it the church or any other institution, to decide for itself whether or not an offense has been committed.
The pressure on German bishops is growing as critics say that if the Church is to maintain any credibility whatsoever, it needs to get off its moral high horse.
The point is that the Church is still characterized by a certain mistrust of society's inferior morality. The mentality of many Christians within the Church is that they are the Church. They are the defenders of all that is holy, and outside is the world, which was described in the Gospel of St. John as a world of evil.
According to German law, the Church is not obliged to cooperate with public prosecutors, but it could choose to. As in Aachen, where the diocese has agreed, in consultation with the investigators, to pass on any suspicions that might arise from the start.
If you reach certain agreements on this sort of level and have no reason to suspect that certain information is being withheld, then this is a sensible solution. It's constructive, and that's what matters.
Dann ist das doch etwas, was der Sache dient, und das ist eigentlich doch das Entscheidende.
The Aachen diocese has passed on its information concerning suspected abuse to the public prosecutors. And in Bavaria, the bishops have pledged to report every single case of suspected abuse. The church appears to be taking a new stance.